So the DJI Spark just came out, and it seems like a really exciting piece of tech. It seems like a really great entry-level sort of drone for DJI to be bringing to consumers. And I have a couple of thoughts on this. I just got myself a Phantom 3, and um, as when I've been able to use it, it's been fantastic. It's completely changed the way that I see the world in a number of different cases. There's a little pocket of airspace in my backyard that I'd never been able to see before, and it was really cool. Um, but more than just cool, it also provided a lot of really excellent footage, which was really impressive to me given the size of the sensor, the depth of field that it had, and all that was all kind of baked in. And so the image quality out of these drones that DJI is coming out with is fantastic. But the Spark is unique because it's also very, very small, and it can't go higher than 1080 in recording, and you don't need a controller for it. And so these features all kind of come together into an idea that I've kind of been kicking around in my head a little bit, and that is that a device like the Spark seems to me to be taking the place of a device like the Phantom 3. So with DJI no longer, I'm assuming that DJI no longer wants to support the Phantom 3. They've been using it, they've been producing it, they've been selling it, even in big box stores like a Walmart or whatever else like that. I think the Spark is going to start taking the place of the Phantom 3 in those locations. I think the Spark is intended to be something where DJI can give a retailer much smaller boxes. They can give a retailer a product that is more likely to sell because it's requires less user knowledge on how it works to be able to fly it effectively. Because you can just fly it with your palm, right? You can just rotate around, which is really cool. So I think that the Spark is gonna really kickstart a new wave of drone enthusiasts, because it's gonna bring much better tech to way more people, and it's gonna be able to do it faster because all of these logistical lines have already been set up with big box retailers, with Amazon, BH, everybody. So people that are hobbyists or that are wanting to get a drone, or that might want to get a drone for Christmas or something like that, I think are going to have a lot. I think they're all going to kind of gravitate towards the Spark. Now, I do have one critique of it so far, and that is that I really feel like it should have at least one axis of electronic stabilization. So it has two axes of mechanical stabilization. It has roll, and it has pitch, I believe, or up and down pitch. Yeah. So that's fantastic, right? Like, you need that mechanical stabilization because the electronic will cut the image down. But it's a 12 megapixel sensor, and they're using and they're only capturing 1080p out of it, which to my mind says you have loads of resolution that you're not using. And having seen the footage out of the Spark, it's pretty good, but it needs a lot of light. It's very much like a phone camera in terms of the picture quality. You might as well be putting your phone up in the air with the picture quality. And so by being willing to electronically stabilize one axis, which is the roll, pitch, yaw, by being willing to stabilize yaw electronically, I think the image that comes out of there could be even better. All the footage that we've seen so far, it seems like, really only takes advantage of those two axes for stabilization. There's not been anything that requires that third axis, and I'm sure that there's loads of opportunity for that third axis to be needed. Otherwise, two-axis gimbals would be way more popular, even for video shooters, for cameras like a GoPro or point and shoot, or a small like a compact ILC camera like the Alpha 6000 series from Sony, or the Nikon F1, or Canon's PowerShot GX series. So I think that the 3-axis is really important, and that you shouldn't forget about that when you're thinking about whether or not you want to buy this drone. However, I think this drone is going to be a huge deal for a lot of consumers who just want a toy more than anything, and who really like the idea of being able to get aerial images for an event from their experience. And so I think one of the other really strong points is that you can edit everything in your phone. That's going to be great. I can't wait for the controller to be released. I imagine that it'll do really well with that controller. It's supposed to have up to 2,000 meters distance, which is 2 kilometers or just about a mile, depending on where you're from. So I think all that's going to be really great. But yeah, I think this is more a logistics kind of decision out of DJI than it is like we're going to be really innovative and make something really cool just for the purpose of making something really cool. I think the Mavic is something really cool just for the purpose of making something really cool. I think the Phantom 4 and the Phantom 4 Pro, those are drones that are intended to be much more filmmaking tools. I think all the vision positioning in them leads me, at any rate, to believe that these are devices that are intended for more serious users. And so by trickling down some of that tech in terms of vision positioning down to the Spark, I think DJI is gonna remake the drone market in terms of the available tech at a particular price point. So yeah, thank you very much for your time and for your attention. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, or subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.